Yes,
Well,
Nim, we see your M&Ms.
Yes, we see your M&Ms. Well, we kind of see your blurred out
Kind of.
M&Ms. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fools and Flagons, a D&D campaign made up entirely by me, where the players do dumb things and I try to make sense of it. Happy Christmas, happy holidays, and apologies for the slight delay. There were quite a few of us this last Friday that weren't able to make it last minute, so we decided to push it to today. Which, weirdly, all of us but two were off for. So, anyway. Yeah. So, get through the announcements real quick so we can get to the fun stuff. On top of streaming the D&D campaign, we have Pez Plays on Tuesdays. I don't know if we have anything planned for that yet, do we? What are we doing?
Yeah. We're doing, oh god, I had one here. You know what, you're gonna be a substitute? We're doing Predator Hunting Grounds. It's a zebra, not a predator.
Are you sure? It looks like a camel.
Is that the zebra that I got you?
It's so blurry.
It's
I
so
was about to
blurry.
say, I couldn't see anything.
Can't see shit.
The
Ain't
Predator Hunting
found
Grounds.
shit.
Okay. Let's see. We will not have Whiskey Wednesdays this week because I'm going to be working the Liberty Bowl game. So that's why we had it last week. But the podcast version of that should be out this Wednesday for everyone to listen into, where we covered all of these subclasses of the Dungeons or the Delver's Guide to Beast World. Very good read. A lot of really cool classes. Zeke is dying. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
He fails.
And we have Metallurgy Magic, a 5. Just kind of whenever he wants to have it. So yeah, if you would like to see our past adventures, you can check the VODs out on our YouTube channel, Fools and Flagons. And if you just want to listen to us, we're on most major podcast platforms: Samsung, Spotify, Podbean. I don't think there's any service that we're not on, not that I've found so far.
Magic bean.
The magic beans. Donations are never required, but always appreciated. If you would like to support us, please consider our Ko-fi page. All proceeds from donations and memberships go back into making Fools and Flagons an even better experience, and it really does help keep the podcast alive and well. We do want to thank you for your follows, subscriptions, and bits on Twitch. I do apologize that we cannot recognize them on the stream for the sake of not interrupting the story, but your support is always appreciated. So, with all of that out of the way, I don't think there's going to be any more scheduling conflicts as far as I can tell.
Or else.
Well, the only thing that could potentially throw a wrench into things is supposedly I think it's USF. It's another football league that's supposed to be starting up. That's going to be in the springtime, and I will likely be working those, but we don't have a schedule. I don't even think I know if it's actually going to be a thing or not yet. But until I know more about end of March.
Maybe a bit difficult.
End of March may be difficult for you?
Yeah, for me.
Well, okay.
I have packs.
Put it on the calendar.
Oh, PAX. Okay. Well, either way, it's a long way off. We'll figure it out when we figure it out. Anyone else got anything they want to say, talk, do? No?
Hopefully everyone had a nice holiday. If you don't celebrate Christmas, then whatever you do celebrate or don't celebrate, who gives a shit? Hopefully you weren't at work.
Happy
As I said
Christmas,
to a lot
Hanukkah,
of guests, as I said to a lot of guests, horrible holidays and a nasty New Year.
He's the goblin.
Yes, he's
One of the goblins.
He's a fucking gremlin.
Anyhow. So, grab your drinks and raise your glasses. It's time for Fools and Flagons. Let's get this on. I just about fucking spilled my drink everywhere. That was very full.
Good job.
All right. So, to get you guys up to speed on tonight's session, the Tempests are crossing through the Nightly Kingdoms in search of a ship to hire that will take them to High Tide, the pirate stronghold wherein the pirate Captain Shirahama was last known to be. Along the way, they discovered a magical cottage on wheels left abandoned in a clearing. And having learned of the previous owner's demise, they claimed it as their own, repaired it with the help of the twin soulbolts, and then continued towards the seafaring kingdom of Hapermere, where they had been invited to a wedding and to hopefully charter a ship therefrom. Shut up and eat your M&Ms. So, the Tempests left the town of Maeglen after solving the mysterious blight afflicting the town, and continued northward towards Hapermere. Along the way, Brick had another boggling incident with his magic and attempted to contact his deity, Bolur, but failed. The others in the party attempted to contact their chosen deities as well, and were all met with silence. During a particularly foggy night, a strange rumbling boom was heard nearby, and in the morning, Vanera went to investigate. Not being hindered by the fog, Vanera was easily able to track down the source of the noise, a giant humanoid footprint that spanned the width of the road. Pez, having not been woken up by Vanera for his turn in keeping watch, took after her through the fog and ended up falling into the massive footprint. After failing to reach Nefelie via prayer, Vanera used her Book of Sending to get a message to the goddess. And then upon waking from her nap, Vanera had received a brief reply. The footprint was likely caused by Ghamborz, the god of the Orc Clans, and her previous night's silence and her short reply was because she was busy. Brick also went to speak to Fern about his inability to cast magic, as well as the disturbing things that had been happening in the last few days, only to find the shopkeeper yawning and sleep deprived. Though Fern would not disclose what he had been doing, it seemed that several oddities were occurring all at once in the land of the nightly kingdoms. So, we are now once more on the road to Hapermere with roughly a 2-day journey ahead of the Tempests.
I do want to point out that I have in my notes that when I asked my deity / mother a question, she actually answered, and it says Valkyrie's awesome, all the other gods suck.
You're all welcome to kill him. I can't really stop you.
Bring it on.
So,
If we work together,
I'll only kill 2.
Listen.
and to be fair,
To be fair.
you did contact Valkyrie at a much different time of day than everyone else did.
I got an answer, nobody else did, and that means I win.
You also didn't try when they were trying. Anyway, the day is yours. It is still foggy. You are on the road. And I believe that you all were coming to a stop for the evening, which is when we wrapped. So
I think you're correct.
the fog is still permeating the area, making visibility nigh impossible, except for Vanera. It is the evening for you. What would you all like to do?
Who's hungry?
I can't be hungry.
You want to be?
Can't tell if that was a threat or I don't know what else.
I'm still full from the fish that Zahn cooked, so.
Yes. I can always eat. To be fair.
To be fair.
Vanera was like leading us, right?
Vanera, for most of the day, was actually asleep to
That's
get rid
right.
of her level of exhaustion.
Sippins.
Oh, that's right.
Sippins.
Shit.
What are you all doing? Are you going to keep on riding through the night? Are you going to take watches? What's the plan
I'll
here?
take first watch. We're doing watches.
Mortar is on owl duty again.
Ooh.
Who?
I'll take third.
I can do second.
I can take second as well.
Bring it on, yeah.
Okay. So, the rest of you go on for an evening's rest. Vanera, you are first to take watch. Where are you taking the watch from? Are you up in the tower with Mortar?
Tower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then make a perception check, please.
Oh, mortar, fly.
This is where I just heard a
And
bird
here,
in the background.
I mean, I was making up.
Oh.
You said a what?
Perception check.
Perception. Disgrace. That was a disgrace. 6.
6.
Mortar rolled an 18.
An
Oh,
18.
nice. At least Mortar's got us.
Well, more or less. He has good night vision, not so great seeing through fog.
It's true.
So,
You can
Vanera, while you were able to see, you're a bit disoriented. It was a very long night for you. You kind of slept through most of the day. And your body's just kind of jet-lagged in a weird sort of way. So you're not fully focusing, but the night seems calm enough. And Mortar doesn't exactly move much or seem to be alerted by anything. Actually, let me...
No,
Oh,
no,
no,
actually.
actually,
no.
It is very dark outside. Both moons are just about in their new phase, and that coupled with the fog, apart from the little glowing orbs of firefly light circling around the lower levels of the wagon, you can't see anything. Is there anything you would like to do on your watch except not see anything with your perception roll?
No. I'm good.
Damn.
Okay. So, your watch is relatively uneventful, and soon enough you start to get really kind of bored. Mortar's not really doing anything exciting. You decide, it's been long enough, and you go to wake up the second watch.
Who's second?
Got
I
to.
go wake him up.
Did he sleep?
Kasumi's just not gonna say much. She's just gonna go up to the tower, half awake.
Then we'll give big hug, and then go to our spot.
Who are you
Was it a
hugging?
nice hug? Was it you?
Oh, me? Oh, okay. That's
Was
fine.
it a nice hug? Was it a mischievous hug? Was it an evil hug? You'll never know.
It was a hug.
It was
Question mark?
All right, so the two of you are up in the tower with Mortar. Make perception checks, please.
15.
And if you do not have dark vision, make it at disadvantage.
So that was my first one.
I don't need disadvantage.
Huh? Oh, I was like, I don't understand.
Oh,
+9.
I see.
That's how bad I am.
To be a 19. Ian.
Yeah.
A 19.
Well, I have dark vision, but anyways, I
So,
didn't need the disadvantage.
So Kasumi, you're up there, and you're more distracted thinking about the relative silence of your deity and pondering about the footprint that you had crossed the night before. You're not really able to focus on the task at hand. Zahn, however, is just there with Mortar, just scanning everything as best that you were able to in the thick in the thick fog.
I will hear them before I can see them.
Nothing really piques your interest. You're able to see just past the wagon due to the clockwork fireflies, but otherwise, it's a quiet night. Is there anything all you two would like to do during your watch?
So, you guys having god troubles, huh?
Huh?
You guys are having god troubles, huh?
I wouldn't go as far as saying God troubles. I think that's a bit extreme.
Then what would you call it?
She just was probably busy and just didn't have time to talk to me. You know, I'm not the only one that worships Shenshay, so. Plus, I'm not directly related to my deity.
Well, technically, I'm not related to her.
I thought you said she was your mom.
Adopted. If you think for 2 seconds you're going to go to a broker scene and find a rabbit person as a god, you're crazy.
Well, I didn't think that way. I know deities that have very different abilities, and I didn't know if they used said ability to make you exist.
You think my mother fucked a rabbit?
No.
The DM's like, didn't expect him to say that.
Well, my first thought is,
I'm not judging.
yeah, Valkyrie went full Zeus.
Oh, that's right, yeah. No.
Oh yeah.
9. I mean, I'm pretty sure I have already told you this, but it came through a big evil portal, and my people found me, my father took me in, and my mother helped teach me the world.
Well,
So-
still, you clearly have a more intimate connection to your deity than I do. Currently,
I
my
do.
deity, I'm surprised she's even talking to me.
Well, I do get the hugs when I want some.
Congratulations. I don't think Shenshay has the ability to hug.
She's not trying hard enough.
Maybe constrict.
Hug, constrict, it's all the same thing at the end of the day. As long as you're not dead by the end of it, it is done with love.
I'm sure it was just one of those one-off situations.
Didn't you steal from her?
No. That's the whole thing. I didn't take anything from her
So then why was she mad at you again?
because people blamed me for it.
But if she's the deity, wouldn't she know better than to blame the innocent?
I just know that she was frustrated. Her medallion is gone,
Mm-hmm.
and I was the one that was sent to get it because they think I was the one that took it.
And you don't see a gigantic glaring hole with that logic.
I just know not to question it.
So they're sending you to go get the medallions that you stole that you clearly don't have.
Now you see my dilemma.
Really happy Valkyrie's my god, because that's some messed up logic.
Well,
even Aaron's over there like, well.
I mean, in certain ways, I was punished, and I'm only to get certain abilities back if I'm able to find the medallion.
Hey, yeah, I don't understand how that would. How you even want to go back at that point? You were blamed for something that you didn't do. You had your abilities taken away. They clearly, obviously, are sending you to go get what you stole, which means that even me can kind of put, oh, hey, well, she stole it, but she doesn't have it. That doesn't make any sense.
It's not necessarily about that. It's more about honor and taking the steps to restore mine.
But even in that aspect, wouldn't honor dictate you do not blame the innocent?
I'm not exactly like most people in my village. I'm the only one, actually, like me. So I'm just glad that I was able to be in that village as long as I was. Because they didn't treat me like a weird, abstract being. They took me in as their own.
That's good. But if you ever want to go somewhere where you won't be blamed for something you didn't do, you can always come to Rogazine.
I don't know. Word kind of gets out when stuff like that happens. All I know is I'm determined to restore my honor.
Well, I am happy to hear that you are so dead set on restoring the honors that probably shouldn't have been taken in the first place.
Who else was going to restore it for me but myself? Just sit around and wait. No longer have a home, be sent out and be outcast and do nothing?
I do not know the answer to that question.
Mm-hmm. Hence why I'm here. But it's just a stepping stone.
Well, I am happy that the first couple steps have been taken then. Hopefully sooner than later your honor will be restored and there's no outcast thing anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it's been nice getting to know other people, though. Other creatures with different stories, where they've come from.
Well, hopefully I'll be able to tell you more about that when I find out. I have to have a very deep conversation with someone about that at some point.
Your mom?
And anyone who might know more about supporting him, yes.
Well, we all have something we're trying to find out.
Oh, yes. I have many a goal. That is just the first of them. But yeah. Hopefully this night will go by quickly.
Yeah. Taking it one day at a time, but hopefully we're getting closer.
Let's hope the wedding goes smoothly.
Kasumi's gonna kind of take a look out. Can she see any stars or moons
You see
in
nothing.
the sky?
Especially
Okay.
with your nat 1 roll. The fog is very thick, and as I said before, the moons
Rub
are
eyeballs.
the moons are in their new phase, so there is no natural light whatsoever. You were able to peer down and see the kind of hazy yellowish glow coming from the clockwork fireflies' butts, which kind of lights up the ground beneath them, but even then it's very gray almost. It's very difficult to see much of anything right now.
Well, I have no idea what time it is.
I'm gonna poke the owl.
Mortar.
It's, owl mortar. When 4 hours has passed, can you... Zon thinks for a moment. Say who? Who? Well, I guess I get to go wake up whoever's up next.
Mortar's just having a conversation with Brick in his head like, this motherfucking idiot.
Are you seriously walking out of the tower right now?
No. I know that's been 4 hours.
Well, between your conversations back and forth, the time does scoot on pretty quickly. And after roughly 3.5, 4 hours, Zon, you feel a pecking on your shoulder.
Thank you. Kasumi, who's doing that? Is this a watch again?
I think it was Pez.
I will go find the little dirt gremlin.
Okay, I'm gonna go to bed.
Call him a dirt gremlin.
Yes,
I might have.
Damn.
Why are you mad at me? I'm right!
Why you booing me?
Alright, I'm gonna go wake up Pez.
Kasumi's gone to bed.
Okay. So, Pez, you are aroused for your watch And
Say a-
do you head up to the tower, or?
No, he's a
Yeah, I'm heading right on up there.
Have fun,
Okay,
Zephyr.
you head right on up to the top of the tower there. You get on up.
Make fun of me.
No. Yes.
Nine.
Maybe
Nine,
a little bit.
seven.
So you get up to the top of the tower, and Mortar is sitting there dutifully as ever. Brick, where are you, by the way? Because you would have surpassed
In
your.
the library.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this I would be up by this point, wouldn't I?
You were having
After
a
2
conversation with
watches, yeah.
Mortar.
Okay, then I'll probably make my way up to just to. I'll still rely on Mortar to make all the perception checks, but I'll probably just like snapping my mage hand in and out just to see if it's still working at all time. Just
your
see if
mage
there's,
hand.
like,
I was
blip.
just imagining Mortar just like boop, 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 boop.
No, I'm just like snapping the mage hand in and out to see if there's a blip in the consistency.
Hey, Brick. You want to have a deep and meaningful conversation?
About what?
I'm disinterested now.
I need you
Y'all.
both to make perception checks. And again, if you do not have dark vision, make it at disadvantage.
Natural 20.
19.
26.
Yeah. Did you just
Damn.
dab?
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. So, Pez, that footprint from the night before really made you paranoid. And Brick, as you're sitting up there playing with your mage hand, at some point you look over at Pez and he is just full dilation and is just soaking up all the possible light that is available to him.
Grills just-
Yeah. they're helping reflect the light back into his eyes. Pez, even with that nat 20 roll, the fog is still limiting. You were able to see fairly well out to a certain distance, maybe 50, 60 feet away from the cart, but you're not even able to see the trees at this point.
It's foggy.
Yep.
So, was there a deep and meaningful conversation you wish to have?
Brick.
Yes.
I can hear the Pez plays gears just churning.
You urinate.
Look how
Just
everyone
bricks.
put their head down, and my head went up.
You see Brick's head, like, you can hear the grinding of metal just, like, slowly turns to you.
You just
No.
ask someone if they pee.
Well, unless you count opening my chest cavity whenever I drink something,
Well, I'd say that counts.
then yes.
Probably not do that in public then.
Okay.
So
Want to see a magic trick?
No.
We can all do magic tricks.
Yeah, but you want to see a cool one?
Slightly nervous now, but sure.
I cast Blur and I vibrate intensely.
As you cast Blur, your frills in their current state of floatiness, they start kind of getting in your eyes and just kind of like flapping on your face and just kind of going everywhere. He's a bit of a mess, really.
It's kind of, I would assume it's kind of hurting Brick's eyes, just like, and I got the spell slot left for it, so I'm gonna cast Hold Person. To
You
see if
can't
it'll
hold
stop making it
this.
vibrate.
You can't contain the cold ball.
Make your save.
You gotta make a wisdom saving throw, bud.
You know what? Just for the laughs, I'm giving you advantage.
You're just gonna see Brick's arm just go.
Oh, not good. 10.
Well, actually, hold on, Zeke. What level was the
Second level.
second level? Okay, yeah. Sorry. What was your roll, Nim? Pez. Blech, sorry.
Is this an attack roll?
No.
It's a wisdom
It's a saving throw.
Okay, then yeah, 10.
10.
He just.
I'm still
So
slowly
you're sort of vibrating, but then your frill just goes.
So he's like still kind of vibrating, but not as much, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because the weird thing about Blur, and if I remember correctly, it gives him disadvantage. It gives everyone else disadvantage to hit you, but hold person gives everyone advantage to hit you, so it equals itself out again.
It equalizes. Yeah, Blur's not technically an attack roll, so yeah. It's
I have to concentrate for
Brick's
1
just
minute.
gonna sit there with like half the frill on his face, just kind of looking. I'm like, "You okay?"
No.
Mortar, have you got this?
there's a very sad like whoo.
Okay. I'm gonna go back downstairs, and I just leave Pez there.
Oh,
You left him held?
As I get down the stairs, I'll click my fingers, and it'll release.
It's so mean. Well, so Pez, you're sitting there like, shit. Oh, okay, we're good. God. All right. The rest of your watch goes without much issue. The fog will eventually become brighter as the sun peeks up over the horizon to the east. As the light rays hit the ground and begin to warm everything up, the fog is still there, but it's not nearly as dense as it was the day before. Visibility's maybe now a couple 100 feet instead of the 30 to 50 that it was.
Was I able to determine if the fog was magical in nature, or was it just natural?
I don't think you
Fog.
ever... Did you check? I don't think you ever checked.
I want to check.
Okay, make an Arcana check.
I have a +3 in that? Wow. 19.
What?
19.
Oh, you spend the better part of the earlier bit of the morning when the sun is first coming through. You kind of... It's just fog. It's just a feature of the region.
It's a feature.
It's a
From the
feature.
motion of the ocean.
So, the morning comes, begins to lift the fog a little bit. The day is yours.
I'm awake.
I'm gonna check the map and see how much farther we have to go.
Okay.
What's the point?
So you head downstairs. Go and make an intelligence check.
I will say,
Ooh, am I
as you head
smart?
downstairs to the map, Brick is in the main living area. He's got like a rock or something, and he's just playing catch with a mage hand. But every time the mage hand tosses it back, he dispels the mage hand and then casts a new one just to keep his little exercise going.
I forgot to mention that before because I got distracted by the blur. Every 7th or 8th attempt, the mage hand does not manifest.
Okay.
My intelligence check was 3.
3. It is a map. You are there. It is there. You're well on the
I'm too
way to
stressed
get
out.
there, but yeah, your brain's been rattled a bit from the blur ability. Your
Shut
ears
up.
You were
ringing.
shaken.
Not stirred.
There's a lot that's been happening. So, anyone who's in here, I'm gonna go outside, saddle up, and I guess just continue on our way.
I'll go
Would
help.
you like breakfast?
Sure.
Good. I will make you something
Thank you.
and bring it
Veneer,
up.
you're gonna help out.
Inhale some fog.
I will make some for both of you then.
I'm gonna make some tea. She's very like groggily walks down, like still rubbing crusties out of her eye.
Crusties.
Just goes down and gets out her tea weird.
Have some tea too.
Sure.
I want to try this leaf juice.
Instead of dirty
Want
bean
tea?
water. So, Pez and Vanera busy themselves with saddling. My brain just blanked. Holy shit, what's the name of the...
Parasort?
Cassie.
There you go.
Wow! I am sorry, I don't know what happened there. That hurt. So, Pez and Vanera busy themselves for the first part of the morning, saddling up Cassie to get ready to move on. Zahn is making breakfast. Kasumi is making tea. Brick is still, I'm assuming, playing with your mage hand.
After I kind of get the message from whatever is causing this, that it's gonna happen every now and then, and I can't really predict when it's gonna happen, I'll stop and just kind of, I don't know, sulk.
Okay. So it doesn't take you all very long. Soon enough, you are on the road once more. So, I'm assuming that, well, Pez is actually gone. I'm assuming that he's going to be the one manning the reins. Okay. Is he up there alone? What are the rest of you doing?
I'm with him.
You're with him?
I'm making food.
Is anyone else trying to wanting to do anything during the day as you're traveling along?
After like lunch-ish times, when Mortar's had a little chance to like rest, I'll probably go up top and have him do like fly arounds every now and then, just to see what there is to be seen.
Okay.
I've,
Go ahead. Sorry.
no, I can wait till you're finished.
No, please.
I will need to ask either Brick or Kasumi a personal question.
Well, which one do you want?
I'm gonna wait for Brick before Brick goes up to do his thing. I'll try to catch both of them. Could I have one of either of your assistants with some brushing?
Oh, you mean your fur?
Yes.
I suppose.
I kind of look at Kasumi. I feel like you've got this. I feel like I'm underqualified.
What do you mean? You're saying that you're not experienced with fur?
Yes.
She just has her hands on her hips, just staring at you.
Ma'am, that is exactly what I'm saying.
Don't
It's
know
not.
if you've noticed, but clang clang.
And whose fault is that?
Not
Maybe
mine.
You can incorporate all kinds of things into your body. You have not even once thought about incorporating fur into you to make you look even more grandeur. But
We could get him a faux fur hat.
No.
I think he would look fantastic with fur under his armor.
I don't think faux fur's a thing right now.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I don't even know. You can go
Fine,
get
go
real.
get some bunny pelts for me.
I will actually kill you.
That's why I said it, and I'll walk off.
Going to kill him later. Yes, sorry, it has been forever since I have groomed myself, and I cannot get my backside. And
Okay.
I'm just the back. That's it. That's it.
Okay. That's fine.
I'm making breakfast.
Vanera, are you up top? Or where are you?
Driving the cart. As
Okay. As Mortar's doing his fly arounds, I'll come and like kind of sit perpendicular to you, or my feet are hanging over one of the sides. Sorry again.
it's fine. Don't know why you're still on that. No hard feelings.
Not fun to wake up and see that.
I'm not dead.
That is good.
Idiot.
That is. I am fine.
Okay.
How are you?
Contemplating hunting down some sort of mine defense device or magic item.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Or spell. A spell would be nice.
That works.
Preferably one that I could learn.
Is there any books in the library?
I've read through quite a few of them. Some of them make mention of mental defensive spells, but most are outside of my purview.
Mm. Fair enough.
Most are actually your specialty.
How so?
I would have to look it up again, but I'm pretty sure mages of your practice have some sort of spell for defense against mental spells.
Indeed. Yeah. Are you okay?
Well, with these here mental spells, I might be able to help with that. I mean, I could tinker in your head case and see if I could do a little bit of tinkering on you. If you want.
I'll try anything, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, I have the tools here. You have like a instruction manual, a little user manual.
Not exactly.
A golem guide for dummies.
You have a recommended age, like a 9 to 99.
Age of what?
People to like get in your guts and mess around, tinker, upgrade.
I don't know. I didn't ask Thunderbender what his age was.
Probably for the best. It is very inappropriate to ask people how old they are. How old are you, by the way?
You know, I've lost track of the days. I have no idea anymore. Doesn't really seem pertinent.
What if
Out of context or out of character, Rick does have like an actual birthday, right?
Brick, he has more of a activation day.
The day the double A's went in.
We're
Day I got
considering that.
shot.
We're considering that to be the birthday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is technically the first day of the campaign.
Okay. Just making sure.
Which, Brick, if you want to make an intelligence check for me.
I can do that.
Sorry.
Never mind. No, I can't.
It's okay. What'd you roll?
2 plus 4.
You're
He's-
6 days old.
He's kind of sitting there, and he's like, I'm more than what can fit on my hands.
I'm more than 50 days old. That was when we said I would learn about the birds and the bees, but I kind of skipped that.
You just haven't asked.
Nope. Well, I asked.
It was about this time that you smell delicious food coming up. Tower towards all of you.
I don't have a sense of smell.
You can go. Jump off the cart.
Well, it does take a little bit to reach Pez and Vanera because the smokestack is kind of more in the center and they're at the front. So just the general travel of the wagon and it all coming out, it's more or less blowing it away from them. But every now and then there's a nice cross breeze that brings it towards you, and it does smell pretty good.
I'm sorry.
Oh, were you gonna bring it up to us?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna bring it up to you.
Okay.
I'm gonna do
So-
exactly what you said I'm gonna do.
So meals for the road. Zahn comes up, hops over the tower's little wall, crawls around behind Brick, and just boop boop.
Are we Meals on Wheels?
Sure, meals on wheels.
I am not
You know-
going to dignify this with a response.
Now that you mention that their Meals on Wheels idea, what if, after all this adventuring is all said and done and we're all still alive, hopefully, we turn this here cart into a mobile bed and breakfast?
Where would we sleep then?
I'm sure we could, there's that fancy door. We could just like hop out and then hop back in when it's time to tend to the people.
I will be pillaging and a god when I am done.
I mean, I didn't say all of us had to.
Well, to be fair, God's endorsement would be good for business.
Plus, we can put it on the side. This is the former home of a god.
Was that true?
Lesser god.
Then, here's your food.
Thank you.
And, I need to go boss a Kasumi. Auf Wiedersehen.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Zahn, were you wearing an apron or anything?
Sure as shit wasn't.
Okay, he was just in his regular clothes then. All right.
Bed clothes.
Need to make him one that says "stab the cook."
That has so many implications.
Moving on.
Two things. One, at some point while he was giving out food, I ran downstairs to the library to look and see if I could find a book that would talk about, I think it's protection against good and evil is the spell I'm thinking about. And or at least one of the spells I know of off the top of my head. And also, did Mortar see anything on his fly arounds?
Make a perception check with Mortar. Make an investigation check for yourself. And Zahn, you said you were going down to find Kasumi, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
The brushing will commence.
That is a 19 for Mortar and a 16 for finding a book.
Finding the book is relatively easy. You've skimmed through most of the bindings of the books at the very least, and there's tomes that vaguely describe the spells, but not so much the practice and how to do them. There is the name of the spell and what it does.
Gotcha.
There are a few tomes laying around that are of a similar nature, but they don't even begin to touch on the complex calculations or words or the materials that are used to performed them.
Gotcha.
Mortar, with that role, going on throughout the day. Actually, so you're just going to Kasumi to get your tail brushed. Is there anything else you want to do as that's happening, or
Back, main.
is
The
there anything
brushing,
other than the
Phoebes.
brushing you want to get done here?
Put my armor on after.
Okay. So as that is happening, Vanera and Pez are munching away at their breakfast. Kasumi alternating between sipping her tea and brushing Zahn. Brick is doing his studying in the library. Eventually, Brick, you get a little ping from Mortar that there is something on the side of the road. Just further up ahead.
Is he close enough that I can look through his eyes?
No.
Okay.
It was kind of a, like, alert ping, went back out of your range.
Okay. I'll grab the book and head upstairs to the top and mentally tell him to circle back around so that I can see it when we're in range to see it.
Okay.
And I'll pop over to Vanera and Pez. Mortar says there's something up ahead. Still waiting to get a visual.
Does pass without a trace? Can that work on vehicles?
I believe it's creatures. But let me double check.
The
Cast
wagon
it on-
rolling by with nothing in it.
Yeah, it's just there's a dinosaur pulling it, but you don't notice the dinosaur. You just see this wagon just moving.
It's a ghost!
Creatures you choose.
Oh, okay.
And pass without a trace doesn't make you invisible. It basically covers your tracks. You leave no broken twigs, you leave no footprints, you leave no scent.
Are you calling me smelly?
So, Brick, you relay this information to them, and it's maybe another minute or two before Mortar is able to come back and within range of you being able to take control of them.
Okay, I'll look through his eyes and see what I see.
It looks like a little ways ahead is it's a wagon, sort of, on the side of the road, but it has a bunch of fancy cloth on it. It looks like a little what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like a trinkets and oddities kind of thing, like a little peddler is the word I'm looking for. There's one person standing out in front of it and seems to be talking to another cart that's quite a bit smaller than you. It looks like there's maybe 3 figures sitting in it, 2 in the front and 1 in the back.
2 carts up ahead. One looks like maybe a merchant. The other, not sure. They seem to be talking. Everything's fine, but just be on your guard.
Pez is still wolfing down his food.
Same.
Okay.
Nice to know that my
I'll
cooking is appreciated.
I'll run downstairs and let the other 2 know as well.
Okay. So,
Just walk in.
you all continue plodding along, and as you begin to get closer, Mortar, seeing the distance closing, comes back to the wagon, lands on the roof, and Pez and Vanera, you eventually come to see that there is a peddler wagon off to the side. It's got pretty curtains on it. There's a man standing in front of it. He's weird. He looks decently dressed, but also a little disheveled. Like maybe he just didn't sleep very well. And there's another wagon in front with a few halflings in it. And in the back of their wagon, it looks like they also have different satchels and chests, possibly another merchant. And they're having a what seems like a pleasant conversation. The peddler seems to be trying to hawk his wares to the other wagon, and they're just having a friendly back and forth.
We want to stop and check it out.
I mean, Vanera, what do you say? I'm indifferent.
See Zahn poke his head up.
I want to look at the cards.
I guess we're stopping.
All right.
Okay. So you all come to a stop with your much larger vehicle, and the 4 other individuals all stop and look over at you. You see the peddler gets this big smile, and it's a little disconcerting because his teeth don't appear to be very well taken care of at all. But the others in the cart kind of, all 3 of them do a bit of a double take. They look at the sound of the approaching wagon, look back, and then they all look up and just see, this massive structure on wheels moving towards them, coming to a stop with an equally gigantic creature pulling it. And you see the male halfling in the front seat kind of like tip his hat back and just let out a whistle, just. But the peddler goes, "Hello! Good morning!"
Hi.
Morning.
More customers, yes.
I just turn around and look at Zahn. Your cue.
All of a sudden, as he stomps down all the stairs, opens the door, shuts the door.
So Zahn sprints around to the side, and the peddler is standing there, and he looks a little bit wild-eyed at Zahn and goes, "Well, aren't you an interesting little thing?"
Just call me little.
"You are short. Not as short as these fine folks up here. We're just having a lovely chat, merchant to merchant."
I will accept this. So, what you guys got in this guy?
The halfling steering the wagon in front kind of looks back. Goes, "Well, we're actually on our way up to Hapermere now to try and sell our wares a bit before the season shifts. We were just stopping to have a chat with a fellow merchant, it seems, thought he was in trouble. But he's just out here peddling his goods. He was about to, you said you were going to give us a bit of a show, aye?" And the peddler kind of like raises his eyebrows. "Oh, yes, would you all like to see it too? Me and my pets."
I am intrigued.
I do like animals.
And I'm going to, like, secretly, as subtly as possible, have my hand go towards my rifle, which is, like, saddled next to me. Just in case.
Wow, me.
You said, "Wow, me." Okay. As you all agree, and you see that it looks like husband and wife of the halfling in the front, and there's a younger halfling in the back of the wagon. And you see that as you all agree as well, she kind of claps her little hands and crawls over some of the items in the back to get a better look. And the peddler kind of gets this crooked smile and goes, "Let the show begin." Snaps his fingers. And his body begins to slough away. The wagon begins to deteriorate as the peddler's body and everything around him turns into what looks like scarabs that begin buzzing and crawling along the floor towards all of you.
Yeah.
That's where we're going to take a
staying
quick break.
inside.
That's where we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment because I've had to pee for
Don't-
like the last 30 minutes.
Don't like.
No.
We'll be back in a
No,
moment
no,
to
no.
roll initiative! And we are back. So, last we left off but a brief moment ago, the peddler snaps his fingers and, like in the Mummy, just cascades into a horde of angry, skittering scarabs. They begin to flow over the ground towards a smaller cart and your own. Some of them even have their back carapaces split open, wings pop out, and this horrible buzzing noise as they start to take off from the ground to take after you. The smaller wagon, immediately you hear the halfling, "Ah! Go! For the love of Kadal, go!" Snapping the reins, and they take off with their 2 mounts on the front being able to run fairly quickly. and they're already, the girl in the back is shrieking and like starting to bury herself under some of the items. The mother is up in the front looking furious and is just swinging whatever she has to beat these away. Pez, I need you to make an animal handling check at disadvantage for me. As the scares, as they begin to nip at Cassie's legs and she bolts.
I have proficiency in that. Does that do anything?
It adds to your rolls, but you're still at disadvantage.
Poop on you. That was a natural 20. 17 plus 6, 23.
It's still pretty good. While you do kind of keep control of her, at least the direction she's running, it is difficult to get her to come to a stop or anything. So I need you all to roll initiative here. We're not going to have a battle map. This is mainly going to be theater of the mind.
Okay.
Yes. My initiative is +7. Oh, yes.
15.
30, 20.
16.
All right. I said to roll initiative, not tell me your numbers.
Well, too late. We already did.
To be fair, you should use asses for not telling you.
15.
Okay. So
I rolled a number, by the way.
Vanera
just
gave
letting
me a
you know.
15.
15.
Pez, what'd you get?
13.
13. Zon?
Dirty 20.
Brick?
16.
And save the best for last, Kasumi.
Nat 20 plus 4.
Okay. So, top of the round then. Let's get a little bit more ambiance here, shall we?
Oh, actually, that's a good one.
Ambience.
We're gonna get some ambience.
Ambience.
Whoa, Black Betty, and Bants.
Ants in the pants.
Panda lamp.
Oh, and Siren's getting taking
M&Ms.
forever to... Oh, there we go. This one will go here. Alrighty, so... to set the scene for what is happening, there are scarabs crawling over the ground and kind of crawling up the side of the wagon at this point. Zon, you very quickly find the wagon leaving you as you were outside on the ground.
Oh, shit.
So the scarabs following the cart, or me, or both?
Both.
Okay.
So, Kasumi, you are up first. Zon, you are on deck.
Okay. How fast is she going?
Cassie is booking it.
Okay.
She's probably doing a full tilt, so probably 60 feet around.
60 feet around. Okay. And then who all left the wagon? Because I'm still on it.
Just Zon.
Just Zon.
Just
That's
on.
this guy.
Okay. Kasumi is gonna run up to the tower where she can see
Okay.
Cassie. And she is going to hold an action for a spell. And that'll activate if Zon gets greater than 60 feet behind the cart.
Interesting. Okay.
And that's all I'm going to do.
Okay. So Kasumi has made her way up into the tower, hearing the commotion, and seeing Zon outside. Wait! Preparing the spell for if he gets too far away. So that does bring us to Zon. Brick, you are on deck.
So I'm guessing bugs are starting to crawl at me. So, Zon pull out hand, grasps it and casts Relentless Winter around himself. So 15-foot cone around him. Anything that is on him is going to
Hold on,
start taking
15-foot cone around you?
I'm sorry, it's 15-foot circle around me.
Okay. Is it 15 feet circle or 15 feet radius?
You call for spirits to protect you. They flit around. Flit?
Flit is like just...
They flit around you to a distance of 15 feet. For the duration, you are
Okay.
If you are
okay,
good
got
or
it.
neutral, yeah.
I wanted to make sure that it wasn't if it was a radius, and that's technically 30 feet from your center point, like there and there, but it's just 15 feet. So.
And I'm
got it.
designating everything but our group as fucking evil, so.
Okay. All right. So roll the damage for that.
It did. 1 second here.
Because if I'm not mistaken, as you
If they
cast
start
it,
their turn, in it, they take damage. They don't. Like, I cast it and it exists, but they won't do anything until the start of their turn.
well, let me see, because I could have sworn that you had. I might be thinking of a different spell. Which one are you doing again? You're doing.
It's called Relentless Winter, and I think it's. I can't remember what the actual.
Got
name
it.
is.
For the first time or start. Okay. I could have sworn that you dealt damage upon casting it, but nope. Okay, so that would be your action. What else are you doing?
I guess I'll start trying to run after the cart.
Okay.
And, so you said it's 60 foot, so it's already 60 foot away from me, correct?
Correct. Well, you were kind of more towards the front of it, so with the length of the cart, I'd say you're maybe 15, 20 feet away from it.
I'm going to use
But
my
it's
full movement.
moving very quickly.
I'm going to use my full movement to book it on top of Cassie.
You wouldn't
I'm
be
gonna
able to
use
reach
my-
Cassie.
I'm going to use my bonus action to rabbit hop on top of Cassie
Okay,
when I get
so
close enough.
Zahn just like whoosh, casts Relentless Winter, just legs it after, just boing! Mario hops onto the back of Cassie. Cassie, already being spooked, kind of rears back and begins to buck a little bit as she feels something latch onto her from behind. But we will circle back to that
Oh!
in a moment.
Say I'm friendly!
That brings us to Brick with Vanera on deck. What are you doing, sir?
Okay, so just reviewing. We are booking it away. Are we kind of parallel to the swarm right now? Were we?
It seems like some were left behind because they were going after Zahn, but the rest are either flying or already crawling up the side of the wagon.
Okay, how's the other? And the halflings, are they running too?
They
or
are
do get just,
gone.
like they booked it ahead of us?
They are going the same direction you guys are, down the road, and just disappeared.
Okay, so they're already gone. They're okay.
Unless you had a spell that was like 120 feet or more, they would be outside of your range.
Okay, cool. So they're safe. In that case, so they're making their way up the sides or flying. Gosh.
What are you doing, Brick?
I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave at the ones in the air since I'm on top
Interesting.
at second level.
Okay.
So yeah, like force lightning, just it's thunder. Sorry, not force lightning. So more. Oh wait, no, I reskinned this to be. I just didn't put it down. I reskinned this to be electromagnetic discharge. So yeah, like force lightning, thunder hands, just unlimited power.
Okay. You're on top of the wagon still, right? Because that's where you were up talking with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
So anything I can see flying in the air, 15 feet, cone in front. Cube. Actually, it's a cube, not a cone. Cube
Okay.
in front of me. Must make a Constitution saving throw.
Well, you stand there and you prepare yourself. You recite the incantations that are in your memory banks. And as your hands extend, little bits of sparks come out of your hands. But
Is the spell slot still
the
getting
spell
used up?
slot is used up, but nothing comes out.
That is so annoying. Okay. What the frick do I have for bonus actions? How many creatures can I target with this? Okay, so this technically only counts for one creature, but if it's a swarm, I think it counts for the whole swarm.
Yeah.
Telekinetic. Okay, so I'm gonna try to bonus action telekinetically shove as many of these creatures away.
Oh, away. Okay. Here I was thinking you're just gonna be like, just like slap them into the like windshield or something.
I want to clean that up.
Anything coming towards us, I'm gonna try to shove behind us.
Okay.
Give us a little bit more breathing room.
And that's a cantrip, right?
That is an ability. It's not a cantrip. It's not
Got
a
it.
spell. It is
Regular
an ability.
Okay. What's the save for that?
Strength save. Strength
Strength?
save of 16.
Oh, you were so lucky. They have a negative.
Oh.
So yeah, as the wagon is moving on, your first spell doesn't happen. You're just like fucking, poof, and you just send out this shove of force, and you see bits of the swarm just kind of scatter and fizzle, and just like when you hit a bug that's flying, it struggles to right itself, and then you see a few of them plummet, and the others get just pushed further and further back away. Does it deal any damage, or
It does not. It does not deal any damage. They just get pushed back 5 feet.
okay?
So it's hopefully between us going forward and them going backwards. I put some distance between us.
Okay. And that does it for your turn? Yeah?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. It is the Scarab's turn. So, the Scarabs are still climbing and flying. And as they're getting up onto you, let's see. So, there's one swarm that was pushed back. The other two are still attempting to catch up to the cart. They're not quite there. There's a buzzing dark cloud behind the wagon. It's a little unnerving. Brick, Zahn, and Pez. 3 of you are getting attacked here. So for Brick, as you're forcing these ones away, you're looking out into the sky and you don't see them coming up over the edge of the wagon to start biting at you. But I'm going to assume that an 11 doesn't do shit to your metal feetsies. Zahn, Cassie is getting bitten, and you feel things begin to crawl up your leg and bite. That is a 22 to hit.
So it does hit. I do have a question. The Relentless Winter starts at the beginning of their turn before they take an action.
These are not the same creatures.
Ah, okay. Never.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh,
There's multiple bits of them. You cast
little
that like
swarms.
does it? It doesn't say
It's
centered
on
around
me.
you.
It's on me. It's literally follows me. They float around me.
Okay. Then. Yeah. So what's the save again for that?
Why does it not say? 17.
Oh, it's wisdom
17
save
whiz.
is 17. Yeah. Really? Okay. That is a 17. That is a 16
Okay,
plus
so-
1.
So they're gonna take half.
Okay.
48. Sorry. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 halved is 9.
Wait, sorry, you said 17, 19. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's gonna be
I don't know if it's rounded up or down, so.
It's usually rounded down, so. Got it. Okay. So. They
But a 22 does hit.
Yeah. Okay, so that deals. That's going to be 15 points of piercing damage as they begin to bite into your fleshy bits, and they begin to swarm over top of you. Okay.
Just means more of them gonna get hit.
Well, this is true. So let's see. That was Brick, Zon, and Pez. That's not gonna hit at all, unless for some reason your AC is lower than a 6.
No, add 10 to that.
Ah, math. So they begin to crawl over the side of the wagon where you're sitting and wrestling the reins with Cassie, and you just sort of start like blapping them away and squishing them against the side.
You start eating them.
I was about to suggest I was going to be eating them, and I'm trying to like also wrangle Hamburger to like not go at them.
That's amazing. Vanera, it is your turn with Pez on deck.
Cool. Are these like real beetles? Do we know?
Judging by Cassie's pained howls and Zach's as they nip at his skin, they are real enough.
They're real enough. Can I stand up and kind of hold on to the cart and see behind the cart?
From where you are, you're not able to see behind the cart because there's the little middle top of the roof and then the tower that would block your vision over the backside. But
around the cart to see behind us.
Sure.
Sorry, your child made a weird noise.
It's only my child if it's the orange one.
It was the orange one.
Okay.
She made a weird noise. How many swarms are behind us?
You see what looks to be 2, maybe 3 individual clouds of them still flying after you.
They relatively close by to each other.
Kinda. They're starting to merge a little bit more as... Go ahead. What you doing?
To cast Dawn at 5th level.
Alrighty. Here comes the sun.
I'm to fry these scarabs.
Okay, what's
Magnifying glass. Go.
I forget. Is that a save or
Yeah,
is
you
it
gotta
just
make a Constitution saving throw.
what's the DC on that?
It's 16.
One save. Ooh, one save.
One save. So
I'm scared as a 5th level spell. This is probably gonna hurt a little bit.
That's weird. 16 radiant damage.
16 radiant damage?
Yeah. And
Damn.
half as much on the successful one, so.
Gotcha. Okay. So Vanera stands up, hanging onto the side of the bench, looks back, and then drops the sun behind the cart. There's a bright flash, and all of you just feel, because you're heading towards the sunrise, there's now 2 suns. You're on fucking Tatooine right now. Though it is hard for you to see, you swear that you see little fizzles of like smoke trails as quite a few of them get cooked near instantly. Is there anything else you would like to do for your turn?
It says I can move it as a bonus action. Can I do that in the same turn?
Good question. Let me look at that. Till it spends it. I don't see why not.
There's no way for me to hold that action, right? So what I'm thinking of doing is like, as soon as, like, within 60 feet, because it has to be within 60 feet, as soon as like the other swarm kind of like makes its way through it, to move it up?
I remember looking this up, I think with Metal, when we were trying to talk about stuff. I don't think you can technically hold a bonus action. I think you can only hold an action. So if you wanted to move it in the way that you're wanting to, I think now would be the time.
Okay, so
Or
I'm
else-
gonna move it
yeah.
to right behind the cart. So
So you basically cast it on the swarm and you made it catch up with the cart.
right, to kind of
Okay.
block,
Okay.
as much, because it's 30 feet long. 'Cause it's a
Yeah.
sphere.
Yeah, it's a
So they
60-foot
gotta-
cylinder.
Yeah, so they gotta travel a ways out of their way if they even want to catch up.
Right.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'll do.
Excellent. That brings us to Pez with Kasumi on deck. You're starting to smell delicious roast buggies as Vanera gets done dropping the sun and moving it towards the back of the cart.
With the added addition of another sun, do I have blindness in effect?
You have your hat on, yes?
Yes.
Then you are fine. With that
I'm
hat on,
fine.
you are considered to be in dim light.
All right, just making sure.
Yes.
So after just like randomly mlam a bug every now and then, same with hamburger. Actually, can I do hamburger first?
Technically, he would be at the end of your turn, but
Hamburger turns into Kirby. He just sucks.
All the buggies.
Like I don't know how you want to roll that. Like how many critters he consumes. Like do I need to roll his multi
well,
attack?
you roll an attack as normal, and depending on the HP that is lost from that, determines how many of the swarm is gone.
He is going to invoke the ancient rite of pack tactics. So he has 2 rolls.
It's called advantage.
A 19 to hit.
19 to hit. Yeah, that hits.
Wow, the other one was a natural 20. So his claw attack is 1d6 plus 2. Boo, 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 boo. 4 plus 2 is 6.
6. Okay.
His bite attack is 1d6 plus 2.
Which comes to
Sorry. Trying to... About 1 plus 2 is 2.
1 plus 2 is 2.
Wait. 3. Okay, so that was hamburger.
So that was Hamburger
I
doing
was-
the math.
Yeah, I was still reading up on a spell for Pez.
Yeah, so Hamburger just perks up as he hears you munching on a bug, and he just starts, like, cramming scarab after scarab down his mouth and is just crunching it, just drool and everything. It's a smorgasbord for Hamburger. So what is Pez
Okay,
doing?
so I did read that right. I'm going to cast Shatter. And it is a range of 60 feet, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw of 15. It looks like it's a 10-foot sphere? 10-foot radius sphere centered on that point. So
Okay.
that's just going to be like wherever the most concentration of buggies.
Well, what's the roll again?
It is
Constitution?
on 15 save.
That's a failure. That's a failure. That is a success.
Alright,
Okay.
so I have to roll 3d8 thunder damage.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. And that is 16 plus... Oh, that's just it. 16. On a
Okay.
failed save, you take half damage. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so yeah, it's just pure damage. I thought
Okay.
it might push them away.
So, as Hamburger is busy munching these up, and Brick, you're partway through frustration and pushing them back and feeling your toes being nipped, you hear Pez say some really kind of fun. You've heard the words before when Zahn is using the same spell, but then you just hear a thunderous crack, and then you just feel as bug guts just cover your side.
Yeah. Oh.
And then, as a bonus action, I'm going to remember to do something that I should have done. Because I can't.
And that would be?
This. My Eldritch Cannon. Is that... It says... I have it under bonus actions where it says,
Eldritch Cannon, but I don't know if,
The bonus action for Eldritch Cannon, is, I believe, is to fire it. You have to create it with an action. You take an action to magically create it, but you use the bonus action to fire it.
okay.
Alright, well, now I know that. So, next time I will do that. But, yeah, that's it for Pez.
Okay. All right, so that brings us back round to Kasumi with Zahn on deck.
So she's still in the tower. She saw Zahn get on Cassie.
And you
so
felt a little bit of a misting from after a thunderous explosion happened towards the front of the cart, and you've seen the light beside you sizzling some. It's just like bright light.
A lot.
Yes.
Can she see any swarms from the tower?
Yes, there are. There seems to be a decently sized one still coming up the side of the cart between you and Brick, heading for Brick. The one that had been bothering Pez and Zahn, one of them was completely wiped out. The other one seems to only just have a few left, and those are the ones that Hamburger's kind of like seems to be like reaching over the side to try to get at. And to your left, you do see that there are what looks to be 2 or 3 more still very badly attempting to keep up.
Okay. She's gonna take her bonus action and activate her aggressive defense.
Okay.
To get her bonus AC. And then she is going to target the swarm that's going towards Brick and cast Chromatic Orb at first level.
Okay.
And she is going to go with cold damage.
Okay.
So, let's see if we hit. That is a 9.
A 9 unfortunately doesn't quite hit. You do aim, and there's a lot of them, but you're also leaning out the tower, and things are moving, and the wind's blowing in your face. Just right as you're about to let go, your hair just kind of in your eyes, and you shoot just a little bit wide, and it splashes against the ground.
Okay, well, she's going to stay right there, and that is her turn.
Oh, okay. Zahn, that brings us back to you with Brick. You were on deck. The swarm that you were playing with seems to have been between your Relentless Winter and Pez's Shatter has been completely vaporized.
There's that stuff on Cassie too, since I'm technically standing on top of her.
Yes, there
do
seems
we need to do
be
anything for that, by the way?
What?
You said that we would get back to me standing on top of Cassie.
Oh, I would have totally forgotten, but now that you've mentioned it, dexterity saving throw.
I'm all about being fair.
Yeah. Dexterity saving throw, as she's kind of bucking
3.
and being a little bit wild.
15.
15? Easy enough. There's enough of her harness and barding that you're able to get a handhold on and not fall off.
So there is nothing within arm's reach anymore, correct? It's all...
No. As your Relentless Winter had been around you, and you felt them biting at you, by the time you looked back, and after you'd gotten a handhold and looked back, Pez had already cast Shatter. You felt the force kind of hit you, but the bugs splattered away. You see Hamburger still munching on a few, and Brick is beginning to look down and target whatever's down around him.
Well, since I'm top of Cassie, first off, can I even see? Can I see what Brick's trying to target from where I'm standing?
Make a perception check.
+9 to be a dirty 20.
You can see some of them from your angle, but again, you are kind of bouncing along Cassie's back, so it may be difficult to get a proper angle.
I guess I'm gonna try to jump up on the cart. Yeah, I'm gonna try to jump up on the cart.
Okay, make an acrobatics check for me.
Wow, 19 plus 3, 22.
Sure, easy enough. You stand up on the back of Cassie, and you're kind of waiting for her rhythm, and as you feel the back of her come up is when you leap, and Vanera and Pez, you just see this fluffy bunny over your head. But I will say, with the perception and the acrobatics check, that is going to be all of your movement as you land, and you're roughly right behind Brick.
Okay, and I guess at that point I'm just going to target whatever I can see with Howling Bolt, I guess.
Howling Bolt? Is that your guiding bolt?
Guiding
thing?
bolt, just change the first word, yeah.
Okay, got it. Just making sure.
But we
Yeah.
changed it to.
Roll the attack.
Doing it at 3rd level, and yeah, 66. 12 plus 7 is 19.
Yeah, that hits.
21. Oh no, that. Oh shit. Sorry, I need to roll damage. I need to roll to hit.
Oh,
15 plus 9, so
yeah,
20
that hits.
something.
That hits.
Sorry, that was damage. My apologies. I just immediately skipped. So, 12, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 22 points of cold damage.
Okay. So, Brick,
And-
you feel just a little tiny thump behind you, and with just the expert aim from Zahn, you just feel this cold breeze just waft past you. The scarabs are freezing and shattering as they go flying off the edge of the cart, and the frost creeps down the side, and you just sort of watching as the scarabs that are there just clink, 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 and fall off. And
If there are any still alive,
There are
the next
not.
person has advantage. Oh, okay, never mind then.
you froze all of them that are on the cart off.
I'm done.
Okay. Brick, that brings us back to you with Vanera on deck. You would
Wait. Is there anything left?
not on the cart.
Okay, so there's nothing on the cart. We took care of the ones up front. Behind us, I thought the daylight spell was like kind of in front of them. Are they still like going around it?
They're. It's kind of hard to tell because it is pretty fucking bright, but there does seem to be a bright light between you and whatever was flying after the cart.
Okay. So I see no immediate danger. I don't see any immediate danger.
You had literally been about to start stomping on the bugs when there's just a whoosh. You're like, I'm okay.
And then Zon's standing next to you, and there's just a fucking blizzard around you now, and Zon's just like, ha
Oh. Hey. I go over to the side of the cart and check the sides?
It's okay to say that you don't want to do anything.
I don't know what else there is to do. I hold my action.
What are you holding your action to do?
Cast a spell. Oh, I don't want to use a spell slot for that. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm being tricked.
Hextech Fly Swatter, go!
I don't trust you anymore.
What are you doing?
Okay, so literally, I just double checking.
All you hear is the buzzing that's coming at you from behind the cart.
Okay, I will kind of sit on the back of the cart and just ready another electromagnetic discharge.
Okay. For if anything
anything
gets
gets
within range. All right.
Yeah.
That does bring us back to the scarabs. All the ones on the cart are dead. They're not that smart, so they are going to keep flying. Let's see. Let me check Vanera's Dawn spell real quick. Okay, so whenever it ends its turn. So, they're still flying after the cart. They're flying after the scent and the sight of the wagon. They are not able to catch up, so they must make another Constitution saving throw. Is that correct, Vanera? And what is it again? What do they have to make?
16.
A 16? No.
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 No. You ready for your damage?
Yeah. Nah, they all failed. They gonna be quit me.
Oh.
What?
20.
20.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
Burning alive. Burning alive.
I don't know.
Yeah, so Kasumi and Brick are at the back of the cart. Vanera is still concentrating on her spell. And as the two of you that are back there that can actually still see, you hear the buzzing and you start to hear a little... And soon enough, the buzzing stops. And all you hear is the trundling of your cart. I'm bring us out of the battle combat. So,
Severely disappointed.
We did it.
I did not like that magic trick.
Shake the electricity off of my hands.
Help!
How fat is Hamburger?
Ask that.
as you think about this, you look over, Hamburger's on his back, and you just hear a belch, just a bleh. He's probably eaten enough for the day.
So, new rule. We see a cart on the side of the road, we say fuck off and move on.
Second.
Wanted to see rare things.
I don't think the side of the road is where you need to look for that.
To be fair, we did see a rare thing.
Whatever it was.
That is true. I kind of want to go back and investigate.
Yes. That sounds
why?
like a fantastic idea. Well, they're all dead. What would they turn into?
What else is there to look at? It is
I
dead.
don't know.
That was
Won't
it.
know unless we go back.
I have a better idea. Why don't we stop and you send Mortar to go figure it out?
Yeah, I like that idea.
Go.
So you send Mortar back.
Yeah. Just see if there's anything left or if it literally all turned into beetles.
Make a perception
Scarabs.
check. Beetle scarabs.
Uh,
Technically the same thing?
20, not now.
Dirty 20. Mortar flies on back, flying a little bit higher than he probably usually would. He goes back the way you came and doesn't even see signs of where the peddler had been.
Child.
Okay. I'll bamf him back into his pocket dimension. Nope, nothing. Onward.
yeah.
Going to go read two of what's the bugs on done. Just see Zon reach into his backpack and pull out his brush.
Some things are better left unknown. What in I don't even know how to describe what we just saw, but I don't need to see it again.
I second that.
You hear Zon muttering as he's walking down into the tower, brushing himself again.
Is there, like, any corpses of bugs just, like, hanging out?
There might be bits here and there. Hamburger ate a few. Zon froze the rest, and you turned the others into mush with your shatter.
identify work on critters? Just to see if like these were magical critters. Like, did we just murder like 50 billion people?
If only we could aspire to
Murdered
be this
people?
great.
I mean, for starters, you don't have identify.
I know. I was like just asking that into the ether of our group.
Got it.
'Cause I've seen people use identify before.
If you use identify on a creature, you can learn if any spells are affecting it.
I mean,
They
that
did.
could be useful.
Well, they are technically no longer creatures.
Yeah, corpses.
That's fair. All right. You know, I was just curious.
Yep. So, you continue onward.
Yeah.
Okay. Make a perception check, whoever is staying up top and is steering. As eventually Cassie calms down to a more reasonable pace, but still seems to be fairly skittish.
15.
15. Pez, are you rolling as well, or just Vanera?
I'll roll. Ooh, should have given you an advantage, but 16.
16. You keep an eye out on the road. You seem to be fairly alone on this road, especially for being so close to the capital city of Hapermere. You don't see the wagon that had been there with the halflings before. They seem to have not really bothered with slowing down at all. So, is there anything you all would like to do?
Groom myself and then probably just sit in a chair, twiddling my thumbs.
I mean, just continue on straight till second star on the right morning.
Okay.
Captain Kirk.
Second star to the right.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Right on till morning.
So, you continue on for the rest of the day, keeping a sharp eye out for more hooligans on the side of the road. But eventually the sun does dip down behind you. The shadows become long. Evening is approaching. Do you press on? Do you stop for the night?
I think Cassie could use a brick.
Yeah, she's yeah.
Okay. You find a nice little area to pull off to the side of the road. Unhook her. Get everything ready for an evening meal, night's rest. What's the plan? Oh,
I have a question.
I just need to change this. Yes.
Can charm person be used to calm a creature?
Let me look at the details of the spell real quick. Let's see. Charm person. Is charmed by you until the spell ends. The charmed creature regards you as friendly. When it ends, it knows it is charmed. Yes and no. It's a bit of a tricky question. If it was a one-on-one with you and the creature, yes, you could theoretically calm it down. But if there's a bunch of you around and it's spooked by all of you and you were to charm it, it would be friendly to you but could still theoretically be spooked by everyone else, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So situationally speaking, maybe.
Okay. I think she won't worry about it. She'll kind of start to bed down for the day.
Okay. So, taking watches and shifts.
I'll take first for once, and I'll give Mortar a break tonight.
Okay, Zahn
Got
is
3.
going for third.
I'm gonna pass it real fast.
Who wants
I'll go
to
first.
take? Okay, so Brick and Vanera. Is anyone taking second watch?
Oh,
Sure.
oh. Yeah, that's fine.
Did
Yeah,
you
number
want to
2.
take second watch?
Yep.
Oh, I mean, if you want to take second alone, you can.
I just said, I don't care. I'll just do first with Brick. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. So as the rest of you finish your meals, go to your respective rooms to rest, Brick and Vanera, it is your watch. Where would you like to do it? And is there anything you would like to do during your watch?
Nah. Brick's in a bad mood. He's probably sitting up in the tower.
I'm gonna go bother him in the tower.
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep him company. He's not gonna talk to him or anything.
Okay.
Just exist in the same space.
Well, you can both make a perception check individually, or you can give one or the other advantage.
I will roll, or I want to roll.
Okay, and I already rolled, so
Okay. Cool. That'll be individual. That's fine. 15.
Give it, what was it again? Oh yeah, math plus 3, no, plus 4, so 22.
22. Okay. I forgot to mention as the day had worn on, but the fog around midday lifted and it became a pretty nice, sunny kind of day. And as night came on, it's a little chilly. There's a bit more of a breeze this further up towards the coast. But apart from the whispering in the trees as the leaves move by, seems to be a decently quiet evening. It's still very, very dark. And Brick, with your perception, you're able to look up and you can see just the tiniest sliver of moon. The second moon is pretty much invisible in the night sky. The stars are out and bright. Those are very, very clear. Nothing else really seems to pique your interest. Me? It's me.
Me?
Me? Okay, me. Fine. You don't want to. You just want to meh around. We'll move on to the next me I can watch.
I'll meander around.
All right. If there's nothing else you would like to do during your shift, then we can move on to Pez's. Okay. So Pez, you are up. Is there anything you would like to do during your watch as they rouse you from your slumber to bring you awake?
Brick in Pez's face. Wake up.
You do that again, you're going to get another hole in your head.
I would like to see you try. And I walk away.
As we'll remember this.
God.
Revenge!
I'm gonna go up to the tower and just look around.
No birds. It's nighttime.
Why are there birds? The birds are awake. Freak
Because
me out.
I pushed the button and it didn't button the button push with buttons, and therefore birds still, even though it's nighttime.
Heck the birds. Alfred Hitchcock doesn't live here.
That you know of. So you're up in the tower? Is there anything you would like to do during your watch?
Observe.
Observe. Perception check, please.
I see shit.
What'd you roll?
My dice turned into a mimic.
What?
That's
Oh,
1.
no.
So 7.
Okay.
And here goes the giant fist!
So while you were supposed to be keeping watch, with kind of how boring the night is, you're really intent for the first little bit, but you kind of get bored and you just start trying to teach Hamburger some new tricks and just end up just fucking around for the rest of the evening.
As one does.
As one does. Then whenever you are ready to be done with your watch, whether you were actually done with your watch or not, you don't know because you weren't paying attention, you're able to go down and get Zahn.
Hey, Zahn.
Nah.
Want to see Hamburger dance around my hat? I just taught him that.
Later.
All right.
You see Hamburger kind of...
Zahn is going to... Well, he doesn't really have to lean down, I guess, that much, because apparently I'm short!
How tall are you?
Not tall at all.
He's complaining about being short and then proudly says that he's not tall at all.
4 foot 5 inches, not including ears.
Okay, yeah, you're taller than me. I'm 3'1".
Yes. But 9. Next time, little button. Time to go to work. Good night,
Okay.
man.
I suppose.
Zahn, as you start heading up towards the tower, you just hear the... as Pez just face plants. So, is there anything you would like to do during your watch?
I want to keep my ears as attentive as possible, but Zahn wants to start pondering questions in his head and praying to his mom to possibly start getting answers about himself.
Okay. Roll a perception check as well for me, please.
These perception rolls. Plus 9, 18, 27.
27.
All right, perceptive.
As you are keeping a relative eye out, you're also listening and also praying towards Valkyrie. Way, way, way off in the distance, to the point where you almost thought that you had imagined it. You swear you hear the sound of splintering wood. Whether it's just a branch or a tree falling far in the distance, you're not really sure. You hear it once. Nothing else. There wasn't even an interruption in the nightlife. The crickets kept chirping. Whatever nightlife was lumbering around, none of it seemed to have been affected.
I'm going to keep one ear. I'm just going to keep one ear in that direction until my watch is over.
Okay. You keep that ear out. You don't hear anything else.
I want to remember what direction it was in.
Okay. It was further up the road the way that you were heading.
Okay. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Good talk.
Praying to the mom, and yeah, I'm happy with that. So.
All right. Eventually, morning does come back, sprinkling through the windows, waking you all with its warm glow. The day is yours once more. What would you all like to do?
I just gaze forward and see if I can see what might have made that sound.
Make a perception check.
I will be more than happy to make a perception.
I am glad that you would... Okay.
It is literally an natural 20. It's a fucking squid. So 29.
As the sun begins to peek over the horizon, you kind of stand up on your tiptoes, go to the front of the cart. You're looking ahead. Not really able to see anything. Nothing that really stands out to you. It's just road and trees.
Can Zahn quickly jog up and see if he finds anything getting a little closer?
How far do you want to go?
100 feet. Fuck it.
100 feet? You hop down onto the ground. You hear the low rumbling of Cassie as she lifts her head to watch you. And you take off at a little bit of a jog, go a couple 100 feet. Don't really find anything of interest. It's very pretty. The grass is all dewy from the low-hanging clouds that evaporate with the sun. The fog wasn't nearly as bad today, but there was a little bit of a haze in some of the cooler areas, like kind of around the tree line. But even that is dissipating quite quickly.
Can I look and see if I can I look down and see if I see any footprints anywhere in the area which I have jogged up to?
No footprints, but you do see the general the wagon ruts, Raggy. You see the wagon ruts all along the road. There's multiple sets. Some are old, some are new. There are the footprints of the animals that draw it along, but they're all muddled and pressed together, and it's really hard to tell if any distinct animal. Some of them are flat and round, some of them have the pointed toes, but even those are kind of like crisscross and mashed. It's a well-traveled road.
I guess I will walk back. I don't know, just paranoia, just gonna keep an ear behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Just jaunts back towards the cart.
Okay. Those of you that would have woken up at the earlier light, as you're milling about in the home, eventually you hear the front door open as Zahn lets himself back in. What would you all like to do?
Come on in, why don't you? We were just milling about.
I will. So, how's everybody feeling today?
Ready to be in the city.
On.
Me? Well, but we are going up the road. Just keep an eye out. I heard something break a branch or break some wood. Didn't see anything, but keeps the eyes open. Actually, I'm going to sit on top of the cart and look. At least for a small amount of time.
I'll go saddle up. Cassie. Also, assume you're muted if you were talking.
Okay.
DM,
Yes.
can I try to remember what day it is again?
Make an intelligence check.
Come
Yes, what?
on, dice. 11.
11.
I don't know
You're-
why I'm having such problems with the days.
You're pretty sure it's still the month of Myos.
Okay. Okay.
You're definitely in the high-ish 20s.
All right. That's all I was curious about. Trying to remember
Okay.
how much time we had till different stuff.
Well, we do have somebody that we can go ask.
All right, so Pez is saddling up Cassie. You all hitting the road then?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Zan will sit on top of the cart and just try to see if he notices what might have been annoyed last night, or just see if he sees anything out of place.
Okay. So, anything before you all head off, or just ready to go?
Ready to go?
Okay. So, you all begin plodding along. Again, the road is oddly empty. Nearer to Maeglen, you had passed a fair few of the carts, but here within the last day or two, you really haven't seen any other traffic along the road. So, you continue on for a few hours, then roughly, well, whoever's on top and wants to be keeping an eye out, make a perception check for me.
That would be a 16.
I'm gonna give Vanera advantage.
You look confused. Are you okay? Oh, now she looks
Thanks
excited.
for the advantage. Natural 20.
Which comes to a total of...
24.
Okay. So, as you're plodding along, Vanera, with your roll, off in the distance, you see what looks like a bit of debris in the middle of the road.
Oh, the debris.
the debris.
The brass.
The Deborah.
Okay. You notice the debris. Do you keep going?
Yeah, there's debris over there.
What's it look like?
Debris.
Oh, my favorite.
Mine too.
When she mentions it, Zon's going to take a closer look.
Okay. With your roll on that, it takes a little bit. You kind of see something in the distance, but it's not until you get a bit closer that it looks like the bits and pieces of a cart or wagon are sticking up out of the ground.
Do they look new?
Does it look familiar?
You're a little too far away to see it at this point.
Not the halflings!
Yeah, for real.
Yes, the halflings. Sorry.
I mean, do you want me to slow up real quick so someone can jump off and investigate?
Why don't we, get closer and then we'll jump off and investigate.
All right,
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going this way.
I have to jump down.
Okay, so you get Cassie a bit closer, and you get maybe 100 feet away from whatever is there, and Cassie comes to a stop and kind of rears back a little bit, makes a concerned trumpeting sound, and seems to be trying to go off to the side.
I instantaneously and instinctually cast Reckon with Animals.
Okay. You cast Speak with
After-
Animals, and you. I dropped my pen. That's not what Cassie said. That was me. You cast Speak with Animals, and before you even to say a question, you hear Cassie going, "No, I don't want to go that way.
Why?
Feels wrong. Smells kind of funny."
Do I smell anything?
You don't smell anything out of the ordinary.
Cassie says it smells weird. He doesn't want to go this way.
Would you like me to go take a look?
Do it.
Can I? Never mind.
Never mind. So Zon, you're gonna go take a peek.
I'm going to have my sword drawn, and I'm going to go cautiously take a peek.
I
Okay. Mhm.
cast Detect Evil and Good.
You can.
I would like to.
You cast a spell, one you're very familiar with. Nothing immediately alerts you to anything that the spell can detect. So Zon, you hop off and you begin walking towards. As you get a bit closer, you see that it looks to be pieces of a destroyed wagon. There's a wheel that has been split in half. The other half you're not able to see straight away. There's a bit of board sticking out of the ground, and there's looks to be a bit of cloth that's been caught on the splintered end of it, and around a hook is a satchel of some sort that's just hanging off of it.
Can't. Does this satchel look like any of the satchels that I would have seen on the halflings cart?
You didn't look at their cart. You basically ran down the stairs, opened the door, and ran straight to the peddler.
I'm going. Still sword drawn. I want to take a closer look. How new? Like, does this look like it's been here for a while, or does this look kind of like fresh?
As you get closer, you get up to where the bag is hanging from the plank. The fabric is flapping in the wind. It's right around that point as a particularly strong gust of wind blows. The fabric vibrates, gets set free, and it clears your vision. There's a pit in front of you,
Oh, like a hole?
like a hole.
Satchel's still there, though, right?
The satchel is still hanging. It looks like it was hanging off of a hook, like on the interior of the wagon, and it's sort of just like lazily wrapped around, but it's somehow still hanging onto it.
I'm gonna. It's not hanging over the pit, is it?
No, it's like if you're here and the plank's in front of you with the bag hanging onto it, the fabric is what was blocking your view of the pit on the other side.
So I'm gonna walk up. I want to grab the satchel while slowly walking up to the pit and open up satchel to see if there's anything inside that might have given away whose it might have been.
You open up the satchel, and there is nothing in it. And
Not even dust.
by nothing, I mean you don't see a bottom.
Ooh.
I want to reach into the bag.
Ooh.
As he has to pull something up. Fuck, I'm feeling
It'll
Reach in and not have an arm.
And then suddenly it grows teeth.
Va, 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 va.
You reach inside, you come back out, you're a stump. No,
I am
sorry.
Groot!
I need you to roll a d12 for me, please.
A D12? Oh,
Yes.
that's the ones
Bag
I've been.
of
This is the ones I've
many
been rolling in
things.
my hand. I rolled a 12.
You rolled a 12.
Yes.
You reach
float.
inside the bag, and you start kind of
Explode.
groping around. You get a lot further in than you would expect, and then you feel something cool and smooth touch your fingers.
Ugh.
No.
Does it feel like ice?
It feels more like glass.
I'm gonna carefully not try to touch any edges and see if I can pull. out
As
of
you
it.
reach back out with your hand, you have a drink.
Like a vial?
No,
A
like
beverage?
a very nice looking glass that you would get at a high-end inn or tavern, and it has some red colored liquid inside with a little umbrella kind of
I want to
garnish.
smell
Blood.
it. I want to smell it.
It smells very sweet.
Blood.
I haven't learned from any past appearances. I want to take a drink.
Not sure if you would recognize this, but it's a Shirley Temple.
Yeah.
I've actually had one of those before. It was all right at best.
I love cherries.
We'll look back. I found Shirley!
Ooh.
This is our temple.
So I have a bag that has alcohol in it, and this is a hole.
Make a perception
Did you-
check for me.
18
just-
plus 9 is going to be 27.
Right after you finish leaning back and yelling at the wagon, the ground seems to move underneath you.
Oh, so
I
trimmers.
want to start to move away from where the movement is. Don't care what direction it is. Where the movement is, I don't want to be under it.
Can,
Or on top of it.
can I see this and cast something?
All you see is Zahn at the bag, pull something out. You see him kind of go like, from behind you see him go, and then he starts yelling back at you, and you see his head snap back towards the debris.
We don't see anything.
You just see him look back.
Right on top. I'm on top of the cart. I wouldn't see any movement.
I am 100 feet away.
You see no movement.
Oh.
Yeah, like.
Okay.
So, I'm going to put the drink back in the bag, sling the bag over my back, and try to figure out what the fuck's happening by not standing on top of moving ground.
In the bag, you lose it.
Okay. So you've put the drink back in the bag, and what are you
So I see the ground moving, so I'm looking down
You
at
don't
my
see
feet.
it. You feel it.
Oh, I feel it. Oh.
That's worse.
There's a slight rumble in the dirt.
I'm gonna start. What? I'm gonna look at the hole.
Okay.
Wrap it up.
You better bet that shit's fucking on standby.
As you are looking down into the hole, those of you on the wagon, who's actually still up on the wagon? Is any so Vanera and Pez are in the seat.
I
At the
am.
front door. Okay. Perception checks, please.
Oh god. This is how it happens. This is how Zon
It's
lives.
an
This is how Zon
18.
dies.
18.
It's an 8.
An 8.
Natural 20 for a
12.
26.
26. Kasumi and Pez, you are the first to see the ground behind Zon, between you and him, begin to kind of bulge up before you're able to see and react and call out. A very, very large creature erupts from the ground, flying towards Zon's back, and with a natural 20, slams into him, and they both go tumbling into the hole. You see a flash of gray scales, a smooth head, and then they are both
Land
gone.
sharks.
You're not wrong.
Wait, did I just guess?
Zon,
Sort of.
you take, let's see, that is 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And, sorry, hold on. Yep. And that is 10 points of slashing damage as the creature catches you in its jaws and brings you down into the pit, slamming on top of you.
I need this creature to make a dexterity saving throw.
Well, with a whopping 3.
He is going to take. I just rolled 2 8s. He's going to take 16 lightning damage.
Okay.
Wow, I'm really good tonight.
Okay. So,
And I need to mark that off.
with that being said, I'm going to leave this up to you guys. I know some of us are kind of tired. Do we want to postpone or continue?
Down.
I'd say this is a pretty good
Yeah.
stopping point.
I unfortunately have a toddler there that needs to be tended to.
And that's why I wanted to check before we potentially started another round of combat. So, as Zon disappears into the hole, the rest of you have a moment to stand up and go, oh shit! So that is where we will pick up the next time as we end this Monday session.
Ooh,
So.
excuse me.
And that was lightning damage, correct, Zon?
Yeah, it was lightning damage.
Okay, I have marked that down. And we will pick up there, starting with combat on the next session. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had a great holiday. Again, sorry we weren't able to play on our normal night where we may have been able to stay up just a little bit later, but we were able to start earlier. So, any closing remarks? Anyone? Questions, comments, concerns?
Actually, I think I'm going to get to use an ability that I haven't gotten to use yet. I'm really excited to use. And also, fuck you.
For the next session, you can just call me a Bert Gummer from Trimmers.
I'm going to watch that tonight. It's going to be a good time.
No.
No?
No trimmers.
All right.
I mean, I'm pretty sure these are bullets, but
Well, again, thank you all for watching. We'll be back in another 2 weeks for D&D. Again, we're not having Whiskey Wednesdays this week because I will be busy working, and then family's in town, so it's going to be a fun week. If you haven't already, please join. The Discord link should be down below or in the description if you're listening to this on the podcast version. We welcome anyone and everyone that wants to come in and just chat, hang out, play games with us. And with that being said, have a good night. Have a safe week. We'll see you next time.
Tune in to PP tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.